Hello friends, I, Amit Bagure, welcomes you on my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn laws of robotics. Now, because of automation in day-to-day life, everybody knows robots. So we can say robot is mostly used to make the things automatic. Robot is of various types like industrial robots, humanoid robots, etc. But when one want to manufacture the robot, at that time some laws are taken into account while manufacturing the robots. These laws we are going to discuss in today's presentation. Learning objectives for the today's video is, first of all, we will learn what is robot. The robot word will come from where. Then we will discuss degree of freedom of the robots, and last we will learn the laws of robotics. Robot. Currently the term robots are used more broadly as an intelligent agent, physical or virtual, capable of doing a task autonomously or with guidance. Robot word came from Czech word robota, which means forced or a slave labor. In 1921, Karl Čapek, a Czech playwright, used this term robot first in his drama named Rossum's Universal Robots. According to Karl Čapek, a robot is a machine looks-wise similar to the human being. Robots are designed to replace human beings and depicted as very efficient and lacking emotion. Even now, this description is prevalent. Robot is an electromechanical device with multiple degrees of freedom that is programmable to accomplish a variety of tasks. According to Oxford English Dictionary, a robot can be defined as a machine capable of carrying out a complex series of actions automatically, especially one programmable by a computer. Nowadays, new robots are with improved capabilities made every day. Present day robots used in clutter workspaces in homes and factories. They interact safely with humans in close proximity. They operate autonomously in hazardous environments, and they are used in entertainment and in improving the quality of life. Definition of robot. Actually, there is no clear definition of robot, but the RIA, Robot Institute of America, in 1969 defines robot as a reprogrammable multifunctional manipulator designed to move materials, parts, tools, or specialized devices through various program motions for the performance of variety of tasks. We can also define a robot in simple words. It is an electromechanical machine with sensors, electronics, and guided by computers. The key concept here is reprogrammable, and the extent of programming distinguishes a robot from CNC machines. Here you can note one thing: CNC machine it's not a robot, though CNC machines are programmed for various tasks. Robotics. Robot is a sophisticated and expensive equipment. In 1942, the term robotics was first introduced by Isaac Asimov in his story named Run Around. The components Making up a robot undergoes constant improvement and advancement and hard to keep up. The main components of robots are mechanical components, actuators, transmission devices, sensors, electronics and computer. We can see robotics is a branch of mechanical, electronics, computer, 3H's in robotics. For manufacturing a robot, the 3H of the human being are copied into robotics, such as first H is for hand. It means that is called as manipulator. The manipulator is like a hand of the human being. The second H is the head, which is used for the vision purpose, and the last one, heart, that is nothing but a computer of the robot. These 3H are used to manufacture the robots. Next thing we will discuss on degree of freedom, because degree of freedom determines the capability of a robot and number of actuated joints. The degree of freedom of a rigid body we can define as a number of independent movement it has. For each degree of freedom in a robot, a joint is required. The degree of freedom located in the arm defines the configuration. In this small GIF, you can see the robot is having number of motions, and at each location there is a one joint we are using. So one question arises, how many degree of freedom does the human arm have or the human leg have? We can think on this question. Now the number of independent motions a device can make also called mobility. It is similar to the degree of freedom. If you want to compare the human anatomy with the robot anatomy, you can compare the waist of the human, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist and the tool. Here you can see the shoulder, elbow, wrist and tool. We can call it as a manipulator. The waist is having some degree of freedom. We can see in next figure, that is revolve. The waist can revolve around its axis. Next, shoulder. The shoulder gives next degree of freedom, that is forward and backward. This elbow is having another degree of freedom with rotation, and the wrist is having up and down motion. And the last one, tool. This tool is used to pick the objects from the ground. That is called an end effector of the robot, which is having 3 degree of freedom. We can call these as roll, yaw and pitch. If you are increasing degree of freedom in robots, in future robots will act as a warrior. You can see in this small video, the robots are acting as a warrior. So for designing or manufacturing all these robots, these laws are very important. You have to always keep in mind these laws while manufacturing the robots. These laws are defined by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov. He has introduced these laws in 1942, a short story run around. The 3 laws are, the first one, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. You can see in picture, this robot pointed a gun towards a human being. This thing should not happen. If these things are happen, it means you are violating the first law of robotics. And second, we can see injured the human being. These things are allowed. Next thing you can see, the robot has injured these two persons, these things also should not be happen when you are designing the robot. You can say next, a gun pointed toward the target, but when a person comes in between, the robot will not shoot. The first law of robotics. The second law of robotics, a robot must obey the orders given by it by the human beings, except where such orders will conflict the first law. With the image you can see, he has given one order to the robot harm this person, but because of first law, these things should not happen. This is the second law of robotics. And the third law of robotics, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. In picture you can see the robot protect himself from the rain. In second figure you can see the robot will survive from the fire. He is running. These are the three laws of the robotics. These things should keep in mind while designing the robot. Thank you. If you are having any question regarding the laws of robotics, you can post it on my YouTube channel. Thank you.